Here at Ultimate Reloader, we use a lot of sophisticated reloading equipment, but everybody's got to start with the basics. We're going to start a series of basic reloading videos, and today's video, we're starting with cleaning the brass. Guy Miner here from UltimateReloader.com. We're kicking off our rifle reloading basics video series. Today we're going to be talking first about the importance of cleaning our brass. Then we're going to get into everything else that you need to know to get started in rifle reloading. Well, the first things that a reloader, a prospective reloader, needs to figure out is, why are you reloading? Are you reloading for informal target practice? You just want to make some blasting ammo. You're looking at hunting ammo. Maybe you've got just the deer out in the back 40 you want to go after, or maybe you've got a big hunt out west plan for elk or something. You want to load the best ammo you possibly can. Are you reloading for competition? I actually did a lot of competition a long time ago, and I loaded a lot of ammo just for that purpose. Are you looking to save money? That's a mixed bag, because you can wind up spending an awful lot of money reloading, and I never did save a lot of money doing it. I just got to shoot a lot more. Why you're reloading is going to determine what kind of components you buy. Are you buying hunting bullets, target bullets, that sort of thing? And it also is going to influence what kind of reloading gear you choose. So before we get into the gear, let's talk safety. One, we want to do our research. You want to consult both actual manuals and online resources. Don't just take somebody's word for what's a good load. Always do your research. You better consult several manuals. There's been at least one major player in the reloading field who has inadvertently published incorrect data. They did send out a sheet later and equipped all those manuals with a correction sheet, but it happens. So if you're taking a look at something and it just, maybe it even looks good to you, open another manual and see what they have to say. Go online, take a look at one of the online reloading sources. Do your research first. That'll help you choose the right components, and it'll help you make sure that you're not trying to load the wrong kind of powder in the wrong cartridge, which can lead to disaster. Another thing when you're reloading, don't be in a hurry. Relax. If you don't have time, don't do it. I like to relax, go up to my little loading room, close it off. It's nice and quiet in there. I'm all by myself and I can just concentrate on this. Don't get distracted. If you've got something else on your mind, it's a bad time to be weighing and measuring and charging powder case, in the cases. Bad thing to do. If anything just doesn't look right during the whole process, stop and think. Several years ago, I was loading some 45 ACP with Bullseye, which you may or may not know is a very, very fast burning powder. And I was looking for a 5-grain charge. And as I'm looking at these cases, I was charging all the cases, and then I was going to go ahead and put the bullets on them. And I'm charging all these cases, and I'm looking at them and say, that doesn't look right. And I hadn't loaded 45 in a while, and I looked at it, and I looked, and I realized that my scale was set on 10 grains, not 5. 10 grains of Bullseye and a 230-grain bullet, my 1911 was not going to survive that. So always stop and think, double check what you're doing. So the first step we're going to get into is going to be with the vibratory cleaner here, but I want to go over a little bit about what kind of gear we've got on display here and that we're going to be using in this series. We've got the vibratory tumbler, we've got the case trimmer, we've got the handheld primer. We can also prime on the press itself. And this is the Victory press, nice one by Lyman. As you can see, all the Lyman gear is bright orange. I kind of like that. We have a powder measure, but to set the powder measure properly, you've got to have a scale. As we've got the scale, and we also have our trickler, a powder trickler, when you want to go just a little bit more powder in that charge. We also have some of Lyman's really nice hand tools. One of the things I like about their hand tools is they're big enough to get a good grip on, and we'll go into how to use those tools. Cleaning your brass, you've already fired this stuff and it is dirty. It might be really dirty. It might have landed in the snow, it might have landed in the mud, who knows, sand, wherever. It's dirty. It's dirty from the firing process, it's dirty from hanging out there on the ground, and it's got to get clean before you shove that up inside your nice new shiny sizing die. You don't want this thing going in there all nasty like that. So we're going to clean it by putting it in our vibratory tumbler and letting the vibratory tumbler do that work for us. What I like to do, I've got the walnut shell media in there, and I like to go ahead and put the dirty brass in there, turn this thing on, and walk away. I leave it for a couple of hours sometimes, and that gets things pretty clean usually. You may only need, if you've done a good job of keeping your brass in decent conditions, not dumping it in the mud and the snow like I do, you may be able to get away with 15 or 20 minutes in there, but I always wind up having to use it for a couple of hours. Take this opportunity to briefly inspect your brass. If you've fired it a lot or had some hot loads, or maybe it's not sized properly for your chamber, you may have some cracks up here in the neck area. There is no point in cleaning and resizing and trying to use that brass again. It's ruined. Throw it out. Get rid of it. This tumbler I've used and abused a bit. It's been out in my backyard for a while soaking up the sun. It does not look as nice as when we viewed it last time. We're taking a look at the Ultimate Reloader system here. Tumble your brass while it's still primed. That does a couple of things for you. The most important is if you tumble it after it's been deprimed, you're going to get all this little media stuff inside, and it's going to wind up in your primer pocket, and it might be even jammed up in your flash hole inside there. So that becomes a problem. I like the walnut stuff. It does a pretty aggressive job of cleaning it. Corncob media is a little gentler. It applies a really nice polish onto your brass, though. It makes it look real good. And like I say, be prepared to give the tumbler time to work, especially if your brass is particularly dirty. So in this video, we've covered determining why you want to hand load, what your goals for your hand loading are. We talked about some safety issues, how to deal with that. We talked about inspecting our brass and how to clean our brass. What I want to know is, what are you using to clean your brass? Are you using the walnut, the corncob? Are you adding anything to your cleaning mixture in there? And how's that working out for you? Drop a comment and we'll have a discussion. Also, if you want to find out more about this Lyman gear, check out the Lyman Ultimate Reloading System video. That concludes this video, and it's time to wrap it up.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. If you're interested in custom rifles like what we build here on the channel, or gunsmithing services, you're going to want to go to rifles.ultimatereloader.com and get on the wait list. If you're interested in becoming a professional gunsmith, check out the Sonoran Desert Institute. They've got a degree program, they've got a certificate program, and you can study from home. Learn more at sdi.edu. Thanks again for watching.